Efficiency by the defense has been remarkable, Merlin.
These two teams have got to be the lowest in the NFL.
Rolling Stones. Bill Walsh mentioned inside that 30-yard line that guys were slipping like crazy in practice. They had a Rolling Stones conference, and sure enough, the first pass, Montana slipped.
They had people walking through the field picking up debris. Leroy Irvin, who's the leading punt returner in the NFC, on this kick from Jim Miller, that barefoot kick from the 31-yard line. Irvin, big hole up the middle. And the Kansas product brings it out at the 47-yard line. Let's set it now, looking at the offensive picture for Los Angeles. As Pat Hayden brings the team in here, that has had some success running the ball, and they would certainly like to do that today. Tyler, when he is healthy, he's a remarkable player.
He is an excellent running back, Aaron.
Drew Hill in place of Bill Waddy. Waddy also has hamstring trouble. Doug Frantz, a man that Roger mentioned at the top of the show, going in place of Irv Pankey, who is out for 2 weeks with an arthroscopic knee. Number 47, first down, Los Angeles. There is Wendell Tyler. He's into the San Francisco end of the field at the 49. And let's look defensively. Now, while we show 3 men up front, we will see a lot of 4-man fronts. Fred Dean will come in there, and that is a vastly improved forward wall for San Francisco.
Yeah, they'll bring Dean and Pillars in there, and Stuckey will stay in and board, so you've got 4 fine rushers. And linebacking, those 2 inside guys are tough. Brunson Reynolds, and Tina Turner's young, but he's coming along, and you got the old pro, Willie Harper. And there's the secondary, young, aggressive, with the leader back there, Dwight Hicks.
They have 11 interceptions. They've given up only 1 touchdown in the last 12 quarters through the air. Here's Wendell Tyler on second down and 6. And he will advance the ball to the 46-yard line, 3 yards short of the first down. Los Angeles really feels they can run the ball.
They do. They feel their offensive line has had a problem pass protecting this year. Doug Frantz has had a bad shoulder. He's filling in for Pankey. Ken Hill, who they think is going to be all-pro in his career, he had a great year last year, is on the bench now, and it's in the area of pass protection. They're big and they're strong up front. Against that 3-man front, they feel they can run the football, and you'll see a lot more running from Los Angeles today.
This time, San Francisco's in a 4-man front. Dean has come into the ball game along with Pillars. On third down, a delay to Cullen Bryant. Dean tries to get him, and help arrives, and they'll be short of the first down. Dean, that time with good lateral movement, turning that play.
Well, he and France just butt heads right here. Bam, they run right into each other, and Dean bounces off. Here's a pretty good block. He doesn't get Dean to the inside and lets him escape outside, which stops the play. Dean is not very big, really, for a defensive end. He's only 230, 235, got good lateral movement, makes a stop on Cullen Bryant, and it's a big stop. It's short of the first down.
Frank Corral, the kick from the 40-yard line. Dwight Hicks is going back along with Freddie Solomon. Solomon, a very dangerous punt return man. Corral averaged 48 yards a kick last week, and he hits a boomer. And he's got too much of it. It'll go into the end zone for the touchback. A 45-yard kick will move the ball out to the 20-yard line. So the 49ers have their second opportunity of this early game. 11:36 to go in this first quarter of play. Lynn Kane just scored on a 3-yard run, and that game is all even with a little over a minute to go. What a contest it is. We have a quarterback standing by today who we feel could play if the occasion permits.
Well, look at that form. Who is that guy?
I was going to analyze that. I wanted to bring up the fact that I didn't think your technique was very good.
Yeah. Thanks, Coach.
From the 20-yard line, San Francisco, wedging it out for a 3-yard pickup. You know, Earl Cooper, the man carrying, make that Johnny Davis. This man here starting to do the little things. Bill Walsh really feels that he's got some poise in a year's time.
Well, number one, he's got really quick feet for a quarterback. He can maneuver, move around. He's got a pretty good solid arm, gets rid of the ball. The big thing, he's got instant recall on the field. He really studies the game, understands it. He's picked it up very quickly. He's going to the right receivers a lot more this year than last year, and that's experience. And Montana has gained experience very quickly under Bill Walsh.
Second down, Montana trying to hit Solomon. A little contact and a penalty. The coverage was by Lucius Smith. He made contact with Freddie Solomon, and that would be an automatic first down for San Francisco. This is going to be a lot of changes because of the injury. Pat Thomas will see more of Lucius Smith.
Here's Montana. He has to get rid of the ball quickly. A good outside blitz that time, and he threw the ball behind, but there was contact. Here's the referee.
Disregard the flag. Disregard the flag.
Disregard the flag. You know, you get in that incidental contact situation if you hit that receiver downfield, whether it's the receiver going into the defensive back or the defensive back going into the receiver. That time a referee evidently wasn't quite sure, and the flag was thrown, but it was canceled.
There's Bill Walsh. He'll be 50 years old the 30th of this month. In his 3rd year, he's turned this situation around. They're excited here in San Francisco. We understand that the Atlanta-New York game now has gone into overtime. Of course, these two teams very interested in the outcome of that game. 3rd down, the penalty flag not standing. 3rd down and 7. Solomon. And Solomon's going to be short of the 1st down. Leroy Irvin made sure of that. Irvin playing in place of Pat Thomas. Good open field tackle that time. Montana, short, brings up 4th down. Montana is the kind of guy who has good instincts. We also mentioned that. But what is it about this San Francisco passing attack? What does Bill Walsh have that no one else has?
Well, Bill Walsh was under Paul Brown, and he mentioned that he took over their offense as a coordinator for 8 years and really dealt a lot with the quarterback. He got a good insight into the game, and he's had great experience in his background. And Bill has just had one of those coaches that has a feel for offense. He mixes it up. He likes to use the short, the medium, the long-range pass. He mixes it up very well, and he uses his people the way he should use it.
Here's Irvin. Look out. He's dangerous. He set an NFL record this year in one game, 207 yards against Atlanta.
He's the best in the business right now. But one thing that San Francisco, they do use their people, and you can tell when certain people are in the game what they're going to do, and Bill Walsh is a great innovator doing that.
Hacksaw Reynolds wearing a different color jersey. Was he excited before the start of this game?
Well, he shook everybody's hand before they came on the field. He's kind of the guru of that defense. He's making believers out of them.
5 of the last 6 years, he was the leading tackler for Los Angeles. Now for San Francisco. Hayden on 1st down, wide open, Preston Denard. Denard at the 25 and out of bounds at the 23. Dwight Hicks defending on the play as Hayden right on target, but Denard wide open.
Well, here's Denard, goes deep down the field. He goes to the middle of the field, which is a post. It's off of play action also to hold the linebackers, but then he breaks back to the corner. Number 21, Eric Wright, slips on that on the sod down there, which is the bad part of the field. It's very wet. It's slippery. He slips down. Denard makes a great break to the corner. The ball's thrown right on the money by Hayden.
Denard did not play last week. He had a hamstring, but that's his 21st catch of the year out of New Mexico. 33-yard pickup to the 23. Wendell Tyler. All of a sudden, Jim Stuckey closed what looked like a big hole. Stuckey, the 2nd-year man out of Clemson. He was one of their 2 first-round draft picks a year ago, along with Earl Cooper. You haven't heard a lot about him, but he's a fine player.
They like Stuckey. He doesn't make mistakes. He's very solid against the run. He's put pressure on the passer. He's created a lot of hurry-ups. He doesn't have any traps yet. Pillars has got the traps, and Ford and Dean, but he's a solid player. They like his play this year.
You mentioned Dean. Dean has come in. He's number 74. He'll be lined up on the right side. They jump into that 4-man front on a 2nd and 9 for Los Angeles. No score. 9:12 to go, 1st quarter. Hayden to Tyler. Tyler inside the 20. Flag. They may have not gotten the play off. I think we have a delay of game. We do.
Offense.
That's a very costly penalty.
Well, the 49ers brought in that 4-man front on 2nd and 9, and Pat Hayden probably wasn't quite ready for it with that particular play. He might have even had another play on. It was probably an audible. Just took too much time, and they got the 5-yard penalty.
And so they have some shifts again. Pillars is coming in. Keena Turner, as you look at Dean, you mentioned he's not big. The coaches were telling me he is physically one of the most impressive 230-pounders they've ever seen.
Well, he's very strong for his 230 weight, and he's also very quick and he has good lateral mobility.
Billy Waddy is checked in. 3 wide out. Wendell Tyler, the intended receiver at the 19. Defending very well was Bobby Leopold. It's really an age of specialization, Roger. When you look at defenses, watch how San Francisco moves people around.
Well, it is amazing. Here's Dean. He has tries to get an inside escape this time, and he's pushed inside by France, and France does a nice job. You see the off guard coming over there, Dennis Harris. So they're very wary of Dean, and anytime there's a man uncovered or is free, he's going to come over to help on Dean mainly.
3rd down and 13 yards to go. France with his hands full today against Fred Dean. We're going to have a flag. Somebody moved before the ball was snapped. Illegal procedure against Los Angeles. I think it was France.
I think it was Doug France. He kind of set into his pass protection position about a fraction of a second too
Ball
quick.
start, number 77, offense.
Now, before the game yesterday, Dan Radakovich, the offensive line coach, has said, hey, this was considered the best offensive line in football, but you're not playing as well. He said, we're starting to get back there a little bit. But the loss of Pankey hurt him.
I think it did. Of course, France has been a great tackle. He's had that shoulder rotator cuff problem with his shoulder, and he hasn't pass protected as well, but he's probably in there now, and he's going to be better against the run. He'll probably get some help in pass protection against Dean.
Well, they're adding to that league-leading figure as far as penalized yards. Third down, 17. Hayden. Drew Hill, and Eric Wright almost had an interception, which would have been his second of the year. The rookie out of Missouri. Again, though, Roger, the footing down there is really treacherous.
No, it's not good at all. It's a similar pattern. Watch Drew Hill. He's going down. He makes a little bit of a move right there, then breaks to the outside, and of course, Wright plays this and he froze down there. He's got the end zone behind him. He wasn't worried about the long bomb, so he kind of froze in that 15-yard area and made his move and almost had the interception. In fact, he should have had the interception.
Can you get away with playing three rookies in the secondary? I guess you can.
These are three exceptional rookies. They're fine athletes. They'll make a mistake, but they'll come back to hurt you with an interception, and they have done a good job. And White Hicks is the senior citizen back there with 3 years experience, and he's done an excellent job also.
49-yard field goal attempt by Corral. It's going to be wide. Frank Corral, who's hit 10 of 12, his longest being 41 yards. Misses this one from 49. Let's look at it again.
Well, he had 6 in a row, Gary, and this time it's a long one. It goes off to the left, and he just broke his string.
The defense of San Francisco doing the job. Corral's 49-yard field goal wasn't even close. And so, at the 32, the 49ers have the ball for the third time. 8:49 to go. First quarter, no score. Cooper and Patton, the running back. Joe Montana play action. Ricky Patton. George Andrews knocks him out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Ricky Patton is the man who is leading them in rushing. That's only his 11th catch of the year. Let's check some other activity. And we've had some games, really interesting games. Detroit now, that's quite a slugfest. 31-27 in that particular game. St. Louis.
That's amazing, right?
Isn't it? Minnesota had won 5 games in a row, and this is in overtime. Kane's going to send that into overtime. The Giants with a 4-3 record after shutting out Seattle last week. Second down, a long yard, up the middle, cut Patton, and that'll be a first down for the 49ers, just short of the 45-yard line.
Well, they're doing what they said. They were going to try to take what they could get. The first pass, they had Dwight Clark on a slant and over the middle. He wasn't quite open, so Montana laid it out to the side, to the back. Got about 8 yards. Now they ran for the first down. They're going to take the short ones. They're going to run the football. Really, this year, San Francisco's run almost 50% of the time, Gary. It's a little deceiving. It isn't Air Walsh over here. They've run the football. They've mixed it up with different running backs, but they've run quite a bit.
First down, Montana with protection. Dwight Clark. And Clark to the 48-yard line. Joe Harris defending on the play, and now they're starting to get the offense put together.
Well, this again is Clark is coming to the inside. He breaks back out, and Harris is on him man-to-man, the linebacker. He came all the way in. He took the cornerback in with him. He broke back outside.
We have another play without a huddle. Freddie Solomon, and Solomon is dropped. Youngblood over to make the stop. San Francisco, as Montana dumped on that play in a hurry-up offense. They caught Los Angeles changing their defenses. That was a 15-yard pickup. Moves the ball to the 34, 33-yard line. That's what I was talking about earlier, Roger. I'm surprised more teams don't hurry up to keep them from getting their defenses set.
Well, the only problem there is that offensively you can also get mixed up a little bit, but it's a decent concept with so many people coming in and out. But offensively, too, you've got to be under control, and you've got to have some poise, and you can have certain plays set up that you couldn't do it on a regular basis.
Paul Hofer's in the backfield with Cooper. Over the middle, Clark. That'll be another first down at the 19. And San Francisco, with his 5-2 record, 4 straight wins, really looking impressive. A 14-yard pickup on the
Montana
play.
this time, he was reading zone or man-to-man. Man-to-man, he would have went to the outside, but he saw zone. Therefore, the linebackers dropping back, looking at Montana, and Clark just found a hole in that middle. He drilled Clark in that hole.
Malavasi has to be concerned. His team came in here, the top-ranked pass defense in the NFC, but Montana right now picking them apart. Hofer and Cooper, the running backs, behind Montana from the 19-yard line. He has time. Solomon and Lucius Smith just broke up what would have been a touchdown.
Well, Montana did a good job that time because he had the max blitz coming in. Jack Youngblood put a little crack on him. In fact, Montana's shaken up a little bit. But he had everybody coming. Solomon broke to the inside, went back out. Lucius Smith does a nice job right here. The ball looks like it's a touchdown. The last second, he knocks the ball away.
Montana is shaken. He is, as you look at this again, kind of wandering around. A couple of players pointing at him, but he's going to stay in the game. He really took a jolt on that play.
He got hit by Youngblood.
Jack Youngblood has played so well, and he is giving Keith Bonhorst all he wants. Second down 10. Montana to Hofer. Hofer won't get anything on that play. That was Youngblood, Jack Youngblood, I should say Jim Youngblood, who really stripped the blockers on that play.
Well, he came, it was a sweep. He had both guards pulling. Youngblood was the force man, and the force man is the guy that comes across the line of scrimmage, forcing the play to the inside. Of course, he came across very tough. Shed a couple of blockers, and Hofer had nowhere to go.
Roger, what about this rushing defense of L.A.? They were 4th last year. They're 14th this year. Do you think they miss Reynolds and Brodzinski?
I think that could be a factor. The defensive line has a lot to do with that, but I think Brodzinski's missed a little bit. Eckern has filled in that middle, though, pretty well.
Third down 10, and we may have pass interference. Earl Cooper was the man intended for that pass. Larry Brooks tangled up with him at the 15-yard line. Almost tackled him on the play.
Here's what Cooper was doing. He was really blocking in the middle and then sneaking out down the middle. They had the max blitz look on. There was nobody in the middle of the field, and he was just basically tackled downfield.
Defensive holding.
It would have been a touchdown if he hadn't tackled him, so it was a good play on the LA's part. Watch Cooper sneaks right in here in the middle a little bit. He kind of blocks right there, and then he sneaks away, and there's nobody in the middle, and they just tackle him. They saw that he knew what he was doing and made the play, and it looked like Larry Brooks came out late and tackled him. See that linebacker, when he thought that Cooper was going to block, he just kept blitzing, and Cooper faked the block, went past him. Everybody else is up tight for a blitz.
First down.
And he just snuck down the middle, which that was a design play right there on the 49ers part, and they were probably looking at it when they saw that max blitz look when they had 11 guys up close to the line of scrimmage.
Automatic first down to the 14-yard line of Los Angeles. 6:07 to go in the first quarter. Cooper on the sweep, and he runs into congestion. That was Jim Youngblood again. The ball is loose, but it's been blown dead. Youngblood running the other way, but they'll bring it back. Jim Youngblood played that one extremely well again. Last year, he picked off a pass and went 33 yards against the 49ers for a touchdown. He thought he might just pick up another one.
Well, that was whistle dead. Earl Cooper's been a bit of a mystery man for San Francisco. He's a top draft choice. He had a great year last year. His production's 50% down in the passing game and the running game, and basically they're using him to run to the outside, not inside at all, and also to catch a few passes.
Second down and 10. Montana Solomon wide open.
Well, there's it. Mix-up right here, Gary. Lucius Smith had responsibility, and there was some kind of breakdown. They missed an assignment, and Solomon broke open late. And Lucius is looking back, talking to Jim Youngblood, and there was some confusion as far as the defense that was called. And this is what San Francisco does to a football team. When they move people around and they have a lot of shifting and movement, that every once in a while someone does break free if you're not alert on defense.
That is the 6th touchdown catch of the year for Solomon. Having an outstanding year. Ray Wershing on the point after. And San Francisco has a 7-0 lead. Looking again. Boy, he couldn't have been any more wide open.
Oh, there's a breakdown somewhere.
The 49ers have success early. They have a 7-0 lead. 69 yards. Here's the veteran Ray Wershing, who hurt his hip flexor muscle before the start of the first game, was on the injured reserve for 4 games. That 14-yard touchdown pass to Solomon. And the 49ers, 7-0 lead. Wershing, line drive. Drew Hill will bring it out. A lot of running room. And good reaction at the 25-yard line by Eric Wright. Wright showing very good speed because Drew Hill had a lot of running room on the near sideline.
Yeah, the force man to the outside went inside, and Drew looked like he was going to break along with the outside, and Wright got back and made the play.
Coming here today, Roger, I said to you that the 49ers really are not really sure how good a football team they are. They needed some success early. They've had it now.
Well, the first 2 drives, they were stopped, but that showed a little bit of maturity. They came right back thanks to a good defensive effort by San Francisco to hold L.A., and I think it's important for a young team to get off to a good start in this game.
Number 26, Colin Bryant, trying to find some place to go. He advances the ball to the 29. Willie Harper, the second oldest player on this team. He used to be the oldest until Jack Reynolds came to camp.
Well, Reynolds has really been a asset to this team. He's kind of the E.F. Hutton type of guy. When he speaks, everybody listens. They have a lot of respect for him, and he's been there. He's been in championships. He knows what it takes to win, and he's kind of been a sounding board for this young football team. And adding Dean to the mixture has also really helped the defense.
You see Dean, or did a moment ago, watching from the sideline. On the second down and 8, Wendell Tyler, no place to go. And the 49er defense reacting extremely well. They call this defense the new name defense due to the fact that a lot of these men are very well known and a lot of new players. There's one that's come on his own, Dan Buns.
Also, when Dean comes in, they call it the Dean fence. So they've got a lot of nicknames going. In fact, they're trying to get a nickname out here for Joe Montana. They have a contest in the paper. So they're excited about their football team, and they deserve to be. They're 5-2 and on top of the division.
Dean back in. When you're winning, things start happening. Third down, a long 5 for Los Angeles. 7-0 San Francisco. Hayden, excellent protection. Wendell Tyler wide open. Oh, is he hit? Belted by Dwight Hicks. First down at the 47, but Hicks really made him pay for that one.
Well, Wendell Tyler got man-to-man on Bobby Leopold. Bobby Leopold stays in the game as a linebacker. They bring in Saladin Martin when they go into their special defense, and Leopold just got beat to the inside, and of course you see the hit there by Hicks. But there's Leopold, 52. He thought Tyler made a quick out move, and Leopold bit for it. He broke back inside wide open. Big first down for the Rams.
17-yard pickup to the 47-yard line. Hayden to Cullen Bryant, and Bryant breaks some tackles. He's into the San Francisco into the field at the 48-yard line. This is a man that you really feel is underrated, Cullen Bryant.
I think Cullen Bryant is, he's proven himself. He's played hard. He ran for over 700 yards last year. With Tyler hurt, he doesn't fumble, as you see the stats right there. He's also a pretty darn good pass receiver. He's a solid player, and he blocks. He's probably not the best blocking fullback in the league, but you add his blocking with his running and pass receiving, he's a solid, good fullback, and definitely underrated.
Second down and 6, a pickup of 4. Wendell Tyler. Tyler following these blocks, going to be short of the first down, just inside the 45, about a yard and a half short. Dennis Hara was leading the blocking that time for Wendell Tyler.
Well, the Rams seem to like to go to that. So there's Pat Thomas over there. He was a factor in these games last year against the 49ers with some key interceptions. Pat has got a pulled hamstring and hurt it against Dallas last week, and he's very disappointed he's not playing. I talked to him before the game, and he's going to probably sit out 2 to 3 weeks.
They're concerned about that being a chronic problem as Dean now has come off the field. Back and forth, they alternate people. Third down, a long yard. Wendell Tyler, and I don't know. He may not have gotten it. Excellent reaction that time defensively. Jack Reynolds playing against his former teammates. Oh, did he hit him on this play?
Well, that was hacksaw. I'll tell you this. Tyler went down faster than the stock market right here, boy. I tell you, he just was popped. Head to head right there. Old Tyler's a tough cookie, though. He puts his head in there, but Reynolds is a little bit bigger, and the momentum carried Tyler back, and we're going to get a measurement here. It's going to be short of the first down.
7 fumbles, which is second in the National Football League, but he's held on in a couple of pretty good hits today. One on a pass reception and that last run. Leading the league, two guys, Walter Payton and George Rogers, have 8 each. Tyler hangs on to that ball. There's very few that can play any better. So it's 4th down. The Rams are going to go for it.
I'd say this is a pretty big play early in the game, wouldn't you say?
Yes, sir. Number 43 and a half, Colin Bryant. He's not going to get it. What a play by the right Hicks. Hicks flying up from the safety spot, and they have stymied this Los Angeles drive.
Well, Hicks made a hit on Tyler earlier on the pass reception, and he makes the big play on 4th and 1 right here. He just penetrates. He penetrates right past Arnold, the tight end, and he gets into that backfield very quickly. Of course, he gambled. If the Rams had a pass on, they probably would have hit it down the middle, but they didn't. And he made the play, and he almost was hurt by Archie Reese. Jumped on him. Number 78 was so happy that I thought Hicks might get hurt by his own teammate.
Last year, San Francisco was 25th in the National Football League. They're 4th overall. That's the improvement. A flag on the play. Montana to Solomon. Offending was Johnny Johnson, so they try to capitalize on that defensive play in a hurry. But the penalty flag went into the air just about the time the ball was snapped. It's offside against Los Angeles.
That's a good solid play right there. You take advantage of a turnover. You want to keep the psyche on your side, and you go for it. And of course, that time the Rams were in a defense where they had the safeties back area to the outside, the cornerbacks Irvin and on the other side Perry came up into that short area, and there was nothing
Offside,
deep that time.
Number 85, defense.
That'd be Jack Youngblood. Penalties already against the Rams, 4 for 20 yards. They're going to keep that dubious distinction of being the most penalized team. 1st and 5 now from the 48-yard line. Montana to Johnny Davis. And Davis short of the 45. Davis has been a welcome addition to this team. They picked him up from Tampa Bay for James Owens. He's a tough guy, and he's a very popular football player. Really accepted by this team.
Well, he scored, I think, in the last 4 games. He scored a touchdown. He kind of makes the big plays around the goal line, gets the tough short yardage. He's also a pianist, a heck of a piano player.
That's quite a combination.
Very versatile.
2nd down, a long 2 for the Niners. Carl Hofer is in, and Hofer has the 1st down for San Francisco to the 41. Carl Eckern made the stop. Hofer is a courageous scorer. He almost had the knee completely rebuilt from an injury last year, both ligament and cartilage damage. He has a puffiness in the knee, and they have to spot him. They have to pick spots for him.
They have to drain his knee every week, and it's a shame because Paul Hofer was one of the real fine all-around running backs in the league, and he's still an excellent back, but that knee has caused some problems. He tore it up in the Dallas game last year. He's back in there. He's made some key plays for this team over the last few weeks around the goal line.
1st down, Montana. Look out. Cody Jones is after him to White. Clark, he's going to take it in. Touchdown.
Oh, wow.
Pass completion.
Well, here's Montana's abilities are shown right there. He kind of feels the heat coming to his backside, and he just moves away from it. And that gives Clark time on Irwin to make the move to the outside. Irwin had pretty good defense all the way across the field. Montana had too much time. He just kind of felt Cody Jones over there when he started moving to the right. And, of course, that gave Clark the time to get open. He hit him on the run. And, of course, Clark took it in for the touchdown, as you saw that very clearly. And Irwin missed the tackle.
2nd touchdown catch for the White Clark. The point after is good. Wershing adds it. It's 14-0 with 1 second left in this 1st quarter. San Francisco has jumped on top here. And many people will be getting to realize this 49er team may be for real.
Gary, and you can hear that crowd. They've been pumped up here all week. And one thing you have to worry about a little bit was the psychology. They kept talking about Well, we haven't beat the Rams at Candlestick Park ever, 10 years, and sometimes that works against you. But today, so far, of course, the 49er players haven't been listening to it, and they've come out of the chute pretty strong.
I think that's a good point, because you and I both have talked to the San Francisco people, and I don't think they really thought or really knew where they were. Today may be that game that will tell them where they are.
I think they're a young, coming football team. They can't believe they're better than they are, because they're just young and they're going to make some mistakes. But it's all relative, because the league in the NFC, there's not an overpowering team. And this San Francisco team, with the offense they have, the ability to make the big play, and a hungry, aggressive defense with Reynolds and Dean giving them some stability, they're going to be in the thick of it.
14-0. Pershing to kickoff. Drew Hill back deep. Pershing this time gets it high but short. And it's going to be taken by Ivory Sully. Sully out to the 25, 30 to the 34-yard line. And the Rams down by 14. Will set it up as we start the second quarter of play. San Francisco with a 14-0 lead, trying to beat the Rams for the first time ever here in Candlestick Park. Well, we have a surprise here, but we have a couple of surprise scores we're going to give you in a little while, and there's one of them. In overtime, Joe Danello, a 40-yard field goal, defeating the Atlanta Falcons. Of course, that will help both San Francisco and Los Angeles. Wendell Tyler, as we start the second quarter, makes it out for, looks like a first down, or very close to it. Ronnie Lott making the stop. So the Giants now are 5-3. Atlanta's 4-4. We have another score, which is really hard for me to understand. New Orleans in the fourth quarter is leading Cincinnati 17-0.
Well, the name of the game is consistency, and the team that can develop some consistency, Cincinnati, of course, knocked off the Steelers big last week, but they just don't have that consistency. Came back today, and they're having their trouble against the Saints.
Of the 45, first down by Wendell Tyler. Wide open, Preston Denard against Eric Wright, and he's close to another first down at the 45-yard line. Again, the footing is very, very treacherous. Going to be short by a yard. Brings up second down as Pat Hayden now in a catch-up situation.
Here's Denard back in the game. He missed last week against Dallas. He's their fine wide receiver. He had 20 catches coming to this game, and he pulls in one for about 9 yards here. A little slippery on the sideline.
Second down and a yard. They got a down to play with here. Hayden has both Hill and Denard split out, and he's going for it. Drew Hill, Ronnie Lott had it defended well. Ronnie Lott, their #1 draft pick from USC. A lot of people considered him maybe the best athlete to come out of the college player draft.
Well, of course, they're very happy with Lott, to say the least. He's got 2 interceptions for touchdowns. He's got 2 more for a total of 4, and he played that ball perfectly. He was giving Drew Hill a lot of room on 2nd and 1, and he's either was told to do that by a coach, or he's pretty smart, knowing that they might go for the big one if they're going to go for one at all on 2nd and 1.
Consensus All-American for the Trojans. Third down, now a short yard. Hayden off to Wendell Tyler, and Tyler easily for the first down inside the 35. The White Hicks, Eric Wright combining on the tackle.
That's just a quick hitter right here, right into that 3-man front. Excellent blocking at the point of attack. France does a good job. Doug Smith does a good job. They get on the linebackers quickly. Rich Saul, and of course Tyler's into the secondary and almost broke that one.
Wendell Tyler came in here. As you look at Ray Malavasi, 7th in the NFC in rushing. Malavasi, the 50-year-old head man of this Los Angeles team. His team in a catch-up situation, but moving the ball. Hayden on first down. Billy Waddy with Lott, and Lott again inside coverage, and he has been tested twice, both times equal to the task.
Well, Waddy was questionable coming into the game with that sore hamstring, but he gave a little burst right there and did get a step on Lott. But again, Lott was in good position, and the ball was overthrown.
Here comes Fred Dean in. Dean acquired for a #2 draft pick in '83 from San Diego. Also, the option to exchange their #1 picks in '83. He was a 2-time All-Pro for the Chargers. 2nd and 10. Colin Bryant behind Hayden. He'll have the football. And Colin Bryant will be dropped short of the 30 at the 31-yard line. Dwayne Board, 76 in on that particular stop. Let's look at some of the play inside.
Well, it was 2nd and 10. They're going at Dean. Dean, of course, is big and fast as he is, an excellent pursuer. It's a little trap to the inside. See Doug Smith kind of looping around the block by the inside by France. And, of course, Dean is supposed to be blocked by number 26, Wendell Tyler. He doesn't do a good job, and Dean comes back in to make the play. But it was a good play, a trap against that pass rush type of defense. It just didn't work.
3rd down along 7. Hayden in some trouble. That's a tough pass, and it's intercepted. Ronnie Lott has it. His 5th interception of the year. Look at Hayden. As he was down trying to scramble, he threw the interception. And for Hayden this year, that is his 9th.
Well, this is a tough play by Hayden. I guess that's in the 5-yard area, but that's kind of questionable holding there. But going to your left for a quarterback and then trying to throw is very difficult. It was not a good throw, and it was into a lot of traffic.
With that interception, Ronnie Lott has 5. As you look at Rutledge, Jeff Rutledge, who's been an ace reliever for him, and Dan Pastorini, their 3rd quarterback, as Hayden suffered his 9 interceptions. I started to say, though, Lott with 5 interceptions, 1 off the league lead. That's 6 by Emerson Walls of Dallas. Johnny Davis trying to get him some operating room, brings it to the 10-yard line. It'll bring up a 2nd down for San Francisco. The thing that impressed me on that last play, as you look at Guy Benjamin, doesn't he look like Dan Fouts?
He does. He also signals the plays in. Bill Walsh gives him the play, and he signals them in. He's like a third base coach.
What impressed me on that last play, Rogers, the way that secondary was flying around after the football.
They're always around the ball. They're very quick, and they'll make a mistake now and then, but they have the quickness to make up for it.
2nd down and 8, Montana. Freddie Solomon. And defending on the play was Rod Perry. Perry, who has 2 interceptions this year. Well, throwing caution to the wind, and will bring up a 3rd down.
I'd say Rod Perry is a excellent cornerback. He's very difficult to throw deep on. He's a quick as a cat also. He's got very good quickness, not only on the deep route to stay astride, because Solomon's the speed merchant also for San Francisco. Those 2 guys can run with anybody in the league, and that's pretty much of an even dead heat right there.
Thus far, Montana 7 of 11, 104 yards, 2 touchdowns. 3rd down and 8. And they had that one diagnosed. Ricky Patton was just obliterated on the play. Mike Fanning. And it's going to be a kicking situation for the 49ers.
Now, Fanning read this one perfectly, and it was a kind of one of those sucker plays where you hope the tackle is going to go with the pull of the guard, but Fanning didn't go for anything except the ball carrier, and it was all over.
The barefooted kicker, Jim Miller. Jim started kicking barefooted because on the farm he used to kick things around barefooted. As Pat Hayden awaits a chance to run this team offensively, and he hits a beauty. What a kick by Miller. Leroy Irvin from the 41 of Los Angeles. And he's to the San Francisco 42. Excellent field position for the Rams. That was a 52-yard kick by this young man, but a 16-yard return. Mike Wilson in on the stop for San Francisco. Gary Bender, Roger Staubach, as we have 11:15 to go in the 2nd quarter, and the 49ers with a 14-0 lead. But this is a big series for Los Angeles.
Yeah, 49ers have bended a little bit on defense. They haven't broken. They've turned the ball over twice in their favor. So this is a big series for the Rams. They need to get something on the scoreboard.
Preston Denard at the 35-yard line goes out of bounds. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcaster of the use of this telecast without the express written consent of the San Francisco 49ers and the National Football League is prohibited.
You know, Gary, that looked like a simple play, and everybody said, why don't they just keep running those little quick outs? But the defenses change almost every play. The next time they'll bring their cornerbacks up close and have help deep, and you won't be able to run that quick out. So you got to kind of take your chances when you call certain plays and have outlet people if the basic easy play is not open.
Colin Bryant on 2nd down, very close to the 1st down, moving the ball to the 31-yard line. They are running the ball very well, and that's what they wanted to do. As Ray Malavasi wanting to know whether they got the first down or not. It looks like they're going to be short. Are they going to bring in the chains or not? And they're indicating they are going to bring him in. They're not sure. Cullen Bryant was Mr. Arms of California. He had the best looking arms in a contest of anyone here in the state. And look at him. Is he big? They list him at 236, but he looks bigger.
Mr. Arms, huh?
Mr. Arms.
It's an exciting title.
I thought you'd like that.
He's like a Sherman tank coming through there, though.
Okay, next Saturday, Roger, CBS Sports going to bring you some outstanding boxing action. Former WBA lightweight champion Sean O'Grady returns to the ring. He'll take on Andy Gannigan, ranked number 2 by the WBA. Next Saturday here on CBS Sports. Here's Wendell Tyler, and Tyler has the first down. A little pushing and shoving in there. Dennis Hara and Jack Reynolds, former teammates, not too happy with each other. Reynolds is one of those guys. I'm curious, when you played against him, he gets down so low in his stance. Is that kind of intimidating the way he looks at you?
He gets low in his stance, and he's very intense, and he gets those arms moving. It's like he's standing still, and he's just moving in one spot and waiting to take off based on recognition. And your quarterback, he makes you nervous looking at him. So I try to stay away from looking at him.
That was Hara, that quick shot at him who was in that altercation. Tyler on first down. And it was very tough sledding for the UCLA alumnus. And it's going to bring up second down and still 8 yards to go.
You know, the Rams have had more success going to the right. Either it's the blocking on the right side or the 49er defense over on the left side. But last week against Dallas also, the Rams ran very well to the right. So evidently Hara and Slater and if the tight ends over there are doing a pretty good job on that right side.
Ken Hill is now in the offensive line on the 2nd and 8. Cullen Bryant can't hang on. There's a flag back at the 35-yard line. Pat Hayden sitting down. Good pass rush put on that time by Dean and Pillars. That'll be holding against Los Angeles. Let's check some scores. Boy, Baltimore's defense just deserted them this year.
I don't think they show up.
Sipe had 4 touchdown passes. This game was won with about a second to go on a Mickelmeyer field goal, a distance of 36 yards.
Holding, number 72, offense.
Matt Haggerty indicating that is Kent Hill, who we just mentioned, came in. And here, Joe Gibbs and the Redskins have won their second game. And now Cincinnati has scored. They're scoring 34 points last week. That's hard to believe. The Saints defense has not been all that impressive. Strange year. Second down and 20. Hayden, Billy Waddy. And coming up quickly was Carlton Williamson, the rookie from Pittsburgh. Good pressure that time put on. Doug Francis having his hands full up front.
You know, one thing you do sometimes as a quarterback, here we have another score, Oakland, the early 7-0
That's across
over
the
Kansas
river
City.
here.
We can hear their fans every once in a while over there.
Mark Wilson hit Morris Bradshaw. Dallas. Boy, what a confrontation that is between Landry and Shula.
As mentioned, a quarterback sometimes looking downfield. That time Williamson was looking at Pat Hayden. Hayden was looking at Hill or Waddy coming over that middle. And if he would have broke back out to the corner, there was nobody out to the corner that time.
3rd and 20. Preston Denard. Denard is loose at the 15. At the 10. And Denard will take it to the 9. First down on a 3rd and 20. Hayden keeps his drive going. Dwight Hicks on the tackle.
The Rams really like the in routes. Here's Denard is down deep into that 20-yard area, and Pat Hayden really drills this ball on the numbers. That ball comes in there quick. Watch it hit his chest right here. It comes in there pretty darn quick, and Denard's got enough room to make a move there against Williamson. Breaks back to the outside, and he can run with the football after he catches it. Too many 49ers. He can't get the score, but they got a big play.
Preston Denard having a big afternoon at the 9. He now has 4 catches for 78 yards. First and goal, Los Angeles trailing 14-0. 8.5 minutes to go until halftime. Willie Miller in motion. Wendell Tyler, a block from Kent Hill, and he spins for maybe a yard. Good reaction that time. The safeties are really filling very well for San Francisco, as we'll check some other scores for you. Chicago, oh, this is unusual, 7-3. Matsui scored. Chicago's having a difficult time. And here is a 0-0 game. Seattle was shut out last week.
I tell you, the Seattle fans were so mad last week, they didn't even boo the team up there. That was really a blowout, 32-0.
Boy, the Giants are really playing well. They won that one, and then the one today, 5-3. Second down and goal from the 8. Hayden, Waddy, he couldn't get around Ronnie Lott. He actually was trying to push off, it looked like, on Lott.
Well, this time Lott had help deep. He had number 27 that was coming over there, Carlton Williamson, deep, so Lott just stayed there and stayed with him. He knew if Waddy snuck behind him, he had some help deep, so he was a lot more aggressive at the line of scrimmage, and Waddy just couldn't go anywhere.
49ers drafted so many defensive backs because they feel the coming draft will not have a lot of prospects. 3 of them are starting. They have a 4th rookie also that plays some. 3rd and goal. 3rd and goal from the 8. Hayden, protection is good. Drew Hill, the intended receiver, and they're going to have to settle for the field goal.
Well, this time Drew Hill went in. He took a couple steps inside, and Saladin Martin did a pretty good job. He stayed to the outside. Hayden had to lead him to the outside. Of course, he led him too far, and he had about 1/2 a step on Martin that time, but it was good coverage, and the ball was just out of the reach of, I guess that was Denard or Drew Hill that time.
Drew Hill. Now, Corral missed a field goal earlier of 49 yards. This will be considerably shorter. It's going to be 25 yards away. Nolan Cromwell to hold. The Rams trying to get on the board at the 7:41 mark of the second quarter. Corral's kick, and it's good. And Los Angeles now trails 14-3 as Frank Corral has hit his 11th field goal of this 1981 season. The Rams battling back uphill. 14-3, the Rams on a 25-yard field goal. On the scoreboard, as you look at Mike Wilson, a former Dallas Cowboy, man that Dallas would have liked somehow to find a spot for him.
Yeah, he's big and fast. Dallas has got Johnson and Hill and Drew Pearson and a kid named Donnelly, and Wilson was in that battle right there to the end. They got rid of him, and the 49ers are very happy they had him. They think he's going to be a bright prospect for their future, and they use him now as a 3rd wide receiver.
9th round draft pick for Dallas. Corral kicking off. 7 minutes, 37 seconds left to go in this first half. A short kick, and it'll be wedged out to the 34-yard line. Let's check now that baseball game in Chavez Ravine. After a half inning, no score. Jerry Royce going against Ron Guidry, and as we promised, we'll keep you updated throughout the course of this game in Game 5 of the World Series.
You know, the Rams have moved the football. They just haven't got in the end zone. That can start working on you. Plus, they had the one big gamble, which I personally don't feel was a good gamble at the time. They're behind 7-0 in the first quarter, and they went for the first down, 4th and 1 in their own territory. And, of course, that set the 49ers off to a 14-0 lead, and the Rams have come back with 1 field goal.
2 fakes that time by Montana, and tries to hit Dwight Clark, but the Rams didn't go with any of that. They read it well, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. Didn't fool anybody, Roger.
That was a play-action fake. Then he faked the screen, and Clark tried to go inside, then break back off of Leroy Irvin, and of course Irvin did a good job, and nobody was open, and Montana did the right thing, keeping it out in front. He didn't want to get the interception, and it's 2nd and 10.
Last year, Los Angeles defeated San Francisco twice, and in both those games, Vince Ferragamo threw 4 touchdown passes. Montana got his first start last year against Los Angeles. Montana over the middle to White Clark, first down, and Clark to the 49-yard line. Lucius Smith defending on the play for Los Angeles.
Well, Jim Youngblood was hanging to the outside a little bit right here. He's going back. Lucius Smith has him to the inside, but see, when he pushed off of Smith, Smith got tangled up and was really, both of them were on the taking away the outside, nobody to the inside. Clark got inside of a double team, which he shouldn't be able to do, made the catch, and it's a first down for San Francisco.
Smith comes out of the ball game. Leroy Irvin in there, first down, 16-yard pickup to the 49. Ricky Patton gets away from Youngblood, but doesn't go anywhere. Boy, did Fanning come flying across there. These two guys a little pushing out there between Solomon and Leroy Irvin.
Here's Irvin out there with Solomon, and Solomon bangs him right there. Irwin's coming back a little bit more. A little left, right, left. It's like boom, boom, Mancini.
Tony Vernon with the pictures there, away from the ball. Leroy Irvin trying to establish that he can play as well as the man he's replacing out there, Pat Thomas. Paul Hofer is coming to the game. 2nd down and 13. Earl Cooper. Cooper can hang on. Cooper last year led the NFC with 83 catches. But coming into today, he has only 18, considerably behind last year's pace.
He's been a bit of a mystery man for the 49ers. They're worried about him. They hope it's something of a... Here's last year. It's almost 50% off as far as total yardage receiving and rushing. And they hope maybe it's just a sophomore jinx. He hasn't really been hurt. He's got a good attitude. It's just that he hasn't played the way he's capable of playing early in the year last year when they had such high hopes for him.
They say when he had those migraine headaches a year ago, his play started to drop off a little bit. 3rd down, 13. Montana, a little pressure. Somehow he got rid of it. Close enough to Earl Cooper. Jack Youngblood was in there. Youngblood with 5 sacks coming into this game, and talking to Keith Von Horst said that you never really get a solid shot at Youngblood. He's so quick. He says his whole body is quick.
Well, Jack Youngblood and I have had a few confrontations on the field at times, but my respect for him is awesome. I think over the last 5, 6, 7 years, he's been the best and most consistent defensive end in the National Football League.
Miller just kicked the air out of the ball. What a kick.
He's having a darn good year this year also. He's having one of his better years, which is saying a lot.
We have a couple of flags inside the 10-yard line. That was a 55-yard kick that time by Miller. The sun's starting to break through, and we haven't seen the sun here for a couple of days. It's been very cloudy. 49ers indicating it's going against Los Angeles, the penalty.
You know, there's not much wind either, Gary. He's just kicking that ball on his own and really booting the heck out of it.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, blocking after a fair catch.
Blocking after a fair catch. So that would be against Los Angeles. Look at Miller. What a job he's done. A 55 and a 53-yard kick this afternoon. I was telling you the story. He learned to kick barefooted because he walked around the farm in Mississippi kicking things barefooted. So it just seemed the natural transition to make.
Hope he didn't get anything on his bare feet. Walking around the farm in bare feet it's kind of dangerous.
So the penalty really backs the Rams up.
We missed that call by Haggerty again, but it's the same call. There was a bad sport out there. Guys blocked after a fair catch signal, which you're not allowed to do.
We'll be back. We have a timeout. 5:58 left in the first half.
New Backwoods Smoke.
The Rams break huddle in their own end zone. They're at the 4-yard line after that penalty, blocking after the fair catch.
Well, that running game is going to have to get them out of trouble here. They've been running the ball pretty darn well.
But Hayden's going to throw. Denard trying to make a one-on-one move. Gets it out across the 10 to the 11-yard line. Eric Wright defending on the play. Kind of a dangerous play.
Well, that was a good play right there. Really, it's a quick out. It's just an easy play right here to the outside, as long as that cornerback's not coming up, because he's giving him a lot of room. He doesn't want him to go deep. But if the cornerback comes up, then Hayden would have to lay it off to a back. He had the right defense, good throw, and got him out of trouble.
That's been their best play of the day thus far. Denard now has 5 catches. Mike Gooman has come in. He's in the backfield along with Tyler. This is Gooman out of Penn State. He's going for about a yard, maybe 2 at the most. And
big Jim Stuckey boy. He really was read that very well. He got inside the block and made the play.
Very, very close to the first down. Looks like they're going to have to measure to see. Gooman, with a great second effort, gave him a chance for this measurement. There is Stuckey. There's 3 players on this team from Clemson. Archie Reese, Jim Stuckey, and Dwight Clark. The Clark story is a good one, isn't it? They went in to try out Steve Fuller, the quarterback. Bill Waltz did. And the young man that came onto the field with him during that workout was Dwight Clark, and he caught everything Fuller was throwing, and Bill Waltz said, hey, what about you? And that's how they ended up drafting him.
Yeah, he did, and Bill Walsh really made that decision in the draft. He wanted to draft him even earlier. He liked him so much. It's paid off.
First down, Wendell Tyler, and Tyler straightened up as he advances to the 20-yard line. Dan Bunz. Now let's check an update on the Saints and Bengals score. It's a final. And believe it or not, New Orleans has won their 2nd game Cincinnati drops to 5-3. Archie Manning in that game threw a 19-yard touchdown pass. Thompson threw one to Dan Ross. Rogers scored on a 19-yard touchdown. Boy, what a shock that is. Like Cincinnati was on their way to taking control of that AFC Central. Mike Gooman on a 2nd down and 2. Archie Reese getting equipment repair. Let's take a look now at the progress of the quarterbacks.
Well, Hayden's got that interception down there, running off to the left. He's hit some big plays, but his percentage isn't as good as Montana's. And Montana, of course, has thrown the 2 big touchdown passes. I don't know if Cullen Bryant is standing on the sideline. He doesn't seem to be hurt, but they're just using Gooman in there at fullback now.
And a lot of measurements in this game. It's a 1st down for Los Angeles. So they started from the 4, now moved it out to the 24. World Series, let's update on that. A little bit south of us here, the Dodgers and Yankees in Game 5. The last we had, it was 0-0. It still is after 1 inning. There's Cullen Bryant. Roger, it looks like he's all right.
Seems to be. He's got to have a smile on his face. I don't know why he's not out of it.
And you're down 14-3. Hayden on 1st down. Wendell Tyler makes the catch at the 25-yard line. Pretty good coverage that time by Keena Turner out of Purdue, who a year ago was a 2nd-round draft pick. He started last year with a lot of injury problems, a groin pull, but has come on now.
They like Keena. He's making some mistakes being a young player, but he's got good speed, and they feel he is, again, one of those young people on defense that has a very bright future.
20 new faces on the San Francisco team from a year ago. 3 minutes, 9 seconds to go in the 1st half, and it looks like, whoops, Archie Reese firing off. That's Pete Kugler, the rookie out of Penn State. We saw Reese out of there a while ago, and Kugler's replaced him.
Kugler's in there now, and he just says he kind of touched Rich Saul there illegally.
More than just touched him. He butted heads a little. So Kugler's going to come out of there. Archie Reese will replace him. That's kind of embarrassing. The 6th-round draft pick commits a penalty, and they yank him out.
Defense.
Yeah,
2nd down.
beats his head in the whole game and gets knocked around and hitting people, making tackles, and he makes a mistake, and everybody knows it, the whole stadium, and they take him out of the game.
2nd down and 4 for Los Angeles. Hayden with time, broken up. Look out. Looks like the Rams came up with it. Who is that guy in the bottom of the pile? It looks like Walt Arnold, the tight end. That's who it is. Arnold came back to the ball.
The ball, of course, is tipped up in the air, and either that or went off someone's helmet. But it's like Willie Harper, number 59, knocks it up in the air, and it takes a while, but a couple people start to see it, and big number 78, Archie Reese, saw it, but Arnold made the play and saved a possible interception.
Fred Dean comes in on a 3rd down and 4. 3 wide receivers split out on this play. Up the middle is Gooman. Gooman with a 1st down and then some. Takes it to the 45-yard line. Dwight Hicks tackled him, and Gooman really got off the ball quickly that time.
Very similar to that last play that didn't work when they tried to get Cullen Bryant to the inside. This time it's a trap to the inside, and of course good blocking this time on Dean, and it was Ken Hill, number 72, kind of took one step back and did a little trap block and knocked Dean out of the way, and Gooman took advantage of it.
So the 2-minute warning is here. 14-3 our score. Los Angeles has a 1st down now at their own 45-yard line when we return. 5 now for Los Angeles. Mike Gooman seeing a lot of playing action in the backfield. They're going to use him in a wing spot a lot today. Henry Childs is on the injured reserve list. They only have one tight end, Walt Arnold. Wendell Tyler did not see the ball. It's trapped. Eric Wright trying to come up with it, but Wendell Tyler did not see that pass.
No, Hayden threw it pretty quickly. It was a quick count. Tried to get the 49ers off balance a little bit, but there really wasn't much of an opening down there when he threw the ball.
Wendell Tyler coming into this game had 19 catches. Both teams have 3 timeouts remaining with 1:55 left in this 1st half. Let's check that Dallas score for you. Dallas with a 14-6 lead. Danny White hit Butch Johnson with a 21-yard touchdown strike with 55 seconds left in the 1st half. Hayden scrambling around. Denard Weston Denard, who already has 5 catches. Brett Dean kind of messed things up a little bit, made Hayden scramble around a little bit.
Well, that was a catchable ball, Gary. Again, it was the deep in route behind the linebackers in front of the secondary, and Denard definitely had a chance to catch it. And I would say he should have caught this ball, but we'll see it on the replay. It would have been a nice catch. It was out in front of him, and he kind of slowed down a little bit, but